Welcome to episode 2 of working my way through my entire makeup collection until I have used every single product. I decided to start this series because I have a lot of makeup and I feel like, no, I don't feel like, I know that I have a lot of makeup that I don't use enough, and I thought this would be the perfect way to use everything, weed out the products that don't work for me, that I don't like, and pass them along to somebody else who they may work for, and just to consolidate my collection, kind of trim things down a little bit, and just have a more reasonable sized collection. Reasonably sized collection. So let's go ahead and get started. If you guys missed the first episode of this series, I will have it linked down below in the description box. I created a playlist for this. I also have like 14 days of this worth on Instagram and TikTok because I previously started this series over there and then I decided to transition things to YouTube. So first up for primer, I will have all of these products linked down below in case you guys are interested in trying any of them. First up, we have the Wet n Wild Glass Correct Primer. This I have never tried, I don't think. I love the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. It is so good. So I have high hopes for this. I feel like the Impossible Primer is kind of like a diamond in the rough. Like I feel like some Wet n Wild products are great, some are not so great, but the Impossible Primer is something else. Like I feel like it's spectacular. So hopefully we have a good experience with this primer as well. This is supposed to brighten the skin. It has vitamin C and it's supposed to give you crystal-like skin, whatever that means. So we're just going to use some of this. It does have a slight yellow tint to it. I have Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream on my skin as a prepped base, but it looks like the yellow color blends out like completely, so might just have like a slight brightening effect with the pigment that's in the primer, but it doesn't actually look yellow on my skin is what I'm trying to say. That's very hydrating. Wow, my skin is like so dewy, but it doesn't feel oily. It just feels very hydrating. I like can't stop touching my face. Okay, I'm actually really excited for this primer. For foundation, we're going in with the Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint. I have this in the shade 2 Fair Light. I have not used this in a very long time, so let's see if this shade even works for me. This is another glowy product, so I guess we're going for a glowy look today. The shade looks like it's gonna work fine. So I don't remember how much coverage this has, but I guess we'll kind of find out. It looks like it has pretty good coverage. This is 1 pump of the foundation on my sponge right now. It does say that it's a skin tint, so I'm not expecting like crazy full coverage, but I actually feel like this has like a good medium coverage. So the shade is actually a little bit dark for me, and this is like the glowiest and dewiest my skin has ever looked, I think. Oh my gosh, I feel like I could not go out with this without setting my face with powder. I don't know if it's just the Glowish product. Obviously this is the Multi-Dew Skin Tint, but I also paired it with a very dewy primer, so I feel like we've got a lot of hydration going on, so we're definitely gonna be setting this. I mean, I would have set it either way, but yeah, let's go ahead and set this. No, we gotta do concealer first. So this is the Maybelline Super Stay Activewear. This is a new concealer that I picked up at the beginning of the year, actually, and I haven't used this yet. I have this in the shade 18, so hopefully this shade works for me. I'm just gonna use a little bit around my eyes and then like the center of my face. I'm also gonna use a little bit to like spot correct, spot conceal a little bit because I have a lot of breakouts around my mouth right now. This is supposed to be up to 30-hour wear concealer, so we're not going to be testing it for 30 hours, but we will be testing it for quite some time. It's already 5 o'clock, almost 5 o'clock. It's 4:50, so we'll see how long our update is going to be. If you guys are new to these videos, basically I go through my collection, find a full face of makeup that I want to try, and then I apply it all, and then we do a check-in. Our check-ins are usually several hours later, just so I can get a true test of how the products that I'm trying out wear. For powder, I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I have this in the shade 2 Medium. I messed up big time. This powder is way too dark for me right now. Well, maybe we can make it work. Crisis averted. So I was really scared there for a second. So this powder is definitely too dark for me right now, unfortunately. I used to be a lot tanner than I am now. I'm very pale at the moment. So under my eyes especially, it was looking a little rough, but I actually grabbed this palette that I have from Jaclyn Cosmetics, and I took the shades Coconut and Almond, and I just kind of like mixed between these two, and I set my under eyes with that on top of the dark powder, and we are good to go. It brightened it up perfectly, and my under eyes are looking fantastic now, actually. So I'm just setting the rest of my face with the Charlotte Tilbury powder, and then I think I might do like a light dusting of those two Jaclyn Cosmetics powders as well. I saw Jaclyn Cosmetics actually came out with singles of a lot of the shades from their palettes. These are the, oh, I forget what they're called. Oh, brightening and setting palettes. So I actually got a PR package from them, and I have a lot of the individual shades now, which is really exciting. But since my palette is already sitting here, we might as well use this. So I'm just taking a fluffier brush and tapping into those two lighter shades, and then just dusting this all over my skin just to kind of brighten things up a little bit, because my foundation was already a little bit dark to begin with, so this is just gonna make us match a little better. For bronzer, I'm going in with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It. I decided to zoom you guys in a little bit because you were a little bit far away. So we gotta do something about my brows. So I'm just going to spoolie through them. And for brow products, we have the Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder. I've actually never used this before. And then we also have the 24-hour brow setter, which I love. So I'm gonna use this little applicator that it comes with, and I'm gonna go in with the darker shade, I guess. And this is like a sponge tip. And I guess I'm just gonna put this in my brow just to kind of even out the tails of my brows a little bit. This is very interesting. Practically, I don't know how I feel about this. Very interesting concept there. Next, we're going in with the 24-hour brow setter. If I can open this. That was very hard to open. All right, and then we're going to comb through my brows. So that's what our brows are looking like so far. For blush, we're gonna try out this Huda Beauty Blush Balm. I don't know what this is called. I totally made that up. This is the Cheeky Tint Blush Stick in the shade Perky Peach. Let's see. It's pretty creamy, so I don't know if I should put this directly on my face. So why not? Why not? Let's go for it. So let's just add some of this blush. I guess we'll just do it like that. And then what should I use to blend it out? Maybe a brush. Let's go for this brush right here. I'm just kind of buffing and blending that out a little bit. I'll probably have to add more. Oh God, no. That was a mistake. It was a mistake. Oh no. It like totally ate up the foundation that was underneath there. So I'm just gonna put like a lot on the back of my hand like this. Then I'm gonna take my brush and coat it, and then maybe apply it like this and see if we can rescue the look once again. So it's not looking ideal, but there's not much we can do about it at this point. So again, I'm just kind of warming up a bunch of product on the back of my hand, and then swirling my brush, and then applying this directly to my face. Yeah, no, it's not even the way I applied it, it's just the formula. This is not a good formula, at least not for on top of powder. Maybe if I hadn't set my face with powder, but realistically, if I'm gonna use a cream blush, it's probably gonna be on top of powder. So Maybe our highlighter will help mask the problem here. For lips, I'm going in with B.I.T.C.H. Perfect from Charlotte Tilbury. This is very peachy. It's really pretty though. Like, I love that color. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of KKW, and then I'm gonna put that just kind of like on top, just to like mute it down a little bit, just to kind of make it look a little more of like a peachy nude on my skin tone as opposed to like a straight up peach. So love those lipsticks. For eyeshadow, I decided we were gonna go in with the Patrick Ta Major Dimension eyeshadow palette. So I'm gonna blend out this product on my eyelids. I'm gonna start by going in with this matte shade right here on a fluffy blending brush, and then we are going to start working this through the crease. Using that same brush, I'm gonna go into that same shade as well as a little bit of this shade, which is just a bit darker, and we're gonna tap that in the outer corner. Then I'm gonna take my finger and we're gonna go into this metallic shade here, and I'm just gonna tap this on like the center-ish area of my lid. And then I'm gonna go in with the lightest shimmer in the palette, also just using my finger, and I'm going to tap that on the inner portion of my eyelid. For highlighter, I have the Rare Beauty liquid highlighter. This is in the shade Enlighten. I'm a little bit worried about this one, not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand, and I think I'm gonna use my sponge actually for this one. So we're just gonna tap into that highlighter and then tap that onto my cheek. I'm going in with just a little bit at a time because I don't want to overwhelm my face with highlighter, but I also kind of want to cover up that blush because it's looking rough. I'm adding a little bit of that highlighter to my brow bone as well. Now I'm going to set my face with the Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is the Jaclyn X Robin All Set setting spray. And then for mascara, I'm using the Glamlight Scooby-Doo Mascara. And this is the finished look. I gotta say, I already have thoughts. Normally I give my thoughts after wearing the makeup for like 5 or 6 hours, but I already have thoughts. I'm gonna save those until, you know, we give the makeup its full true test, but I will check in with you guys in a few hours, and we will go through these products, and I'll let you guys know what I will be keeping, what I will be decluttering, and what I feel like I need to try again. All right guys, so it's been about 3 hours and I have my update. I am quickly filming this update before The Bachelor starts. It's 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna go through the products, let you guys know my thoughts, and if I plan on keeping, decluttering, or trying these products again before I make that decision. I will say overall, not loving the way my makeup is looking. I feel like my blush looks a lot better on camera than it does in person, and my skin is super textured. Like, I feel like you can see all of the texture on my face right now, so I think my makeup looks okay, but it doesn't look fantastic. Also, the shade match is a little bit off, so I feel like my face is a little bit darker, a little bit more yellow than my neck, so it's not the perfect shade match either. So I do have some complaints, but overall, not a terrible update. Starting off with the primer, this is something that I actually really liked. I feel like I'm gonna put this in the try it again category only because I wasn't super happy with my base. I think it has to do with the foundation that I used, but I really enjoyed this. I don't have anything negative to say about it. This is going to be a keep. The base product that I used, the Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint, I don't want to get rid of this, but I feel like I have to, and I feel like I should. My skin doesn't look good. My base doesn't look good. I feel like this product just like clung to every single bit of texture on my face. It looks heavy and cakey, and again, the shade match isn't really there, so we're actually going to declutter this one. Again, I don't want to do it because I love Glowish and I love Huda Beauty, but this needs to go. I don't have a good experience when I use the product. I just need to get it out of here. Also, the fact that shade 2 is like too dark for me kind of surprises me. But yeah, that one's gonna be decluttered. Next, we have the Maybelline Super Stay Activewear Concealer. I feel like my concealer looks good. My under eye area does look a little bit dry. I did put a lot of powder on though, so this definitely needs to go in the try again category. This was my first time using it, and I feel like I don't have a good enough opinion of it yet, so that one's gonna be try again. For powder, I used the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder as well as the Jaclyn Cosmetics Brightening Setting Palette. I'm definitely keeping the Jaclyn Cosmetics palette. This saved the day when it came to my makeup because this powder was too dark for me. It is about to be summer though, and I kind of want to try to use this powder up. It is too dark for me though, so something to keep in mind. But I do think I'm gonna keep both of these. This one is a definite keep. This one, I feel kind of bad keeping it even though it doesn't match me right this second, but I know that this has matched me and I know that I'm gonna be outside a lot more in the next few months, so I am gonna keep this and try to use that up because it was very expensive. So both of those are gonna be keeps. We do have another declutter though, and that is this bronzer. I think this bronzer is just too red for me. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It. It has like actual glitter in there, and when I applied it immediately, I felt like the shade just didn't look right. So I don't have an issue with the formula, but the color I don't think works for me, at least to my preference. So this is going to be a declutter. For blush, I feel conflicted about this one because my blush looks terrible. But I put this on top of powder. Maybe you're not supposed to put it on top of powder, so I kind of want to try it again. I think we'll give it one more chance to try this not on top of powder, and if it doesn't work, then it's gotta go. But we will put it in the try again category this time. For brows, I used the Foolproof Brow Powder and the 24-Hour Brow Setter, both from Benefit. This is an absolute keep. Love the 24-Hour Brow Setter. This, I'm just gonna declutter because I just don't think I like using powder products in my brows. I would just rather use a brow pencil, honestly, and I feel like this is just a lot less convenient than that. So I don't think it's a bad product, it's just not for me, so that one I'm going to declutter. For highlighter, I used the Rare Beauty Liquid Highlighter. I actually really like the way that this looks. It's a lot more natural than I expected, so I'm gonna keep this. I like it better this time than I did the first few times that I used it when I initially got the product, so that one is going to stay. I love the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. These are both absolutely staying. Kim KW is my favorite shade. BITCH Perfect is the other shade that I use. I combined them. 10 out of 10. Love both of those. Scooby-Doo Bat Mascara. I actually really like this mascara. I think it looks really good. I did a pretty light coat, but I think my lashes look great. And I'm excited to keep using this. I do love the fact that it's Scooby-Doo. It doesn't really match my preferred aesthetic. I wish it was had some cute packaging like this, but you know what, if the product's good, that's what matters. And I do love the fact that it's a Scooby-Doo collab. I think it's really cool, but it just kind of reminds me of Halloween, so I feel kind of weird using it now, but this is a great mascara. And then finally we have the Jaclyn Cosmetics Setting Spray, which I will also be keeping. I really like this stuff. I like the sprayer on it, and I think it's a really good product. So, oh, and the Patrick Ta palette. This one is staying. I really like this palette. I love the shimmers. I have not gotten enough use out of this. I need to focus on this one more, as well as Volume 2. Both of them are great. 10 out of 10. I'm obsessed with this palette. So overall, we are trying 3 products again. These 3, we'll put them in our little sectioned container here. There's a price tag in there. Those are our try again products. We have 3 declutter products, which I'm happy with that, considering we just did a massive entire collection declutter. So we've got try again, declutter, and then we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 products that we're keeping. So I'm really happy with this, and I'm excited to continue on with this series. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Again, everything will be linked down below. I love you all so, so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.